Hi, I'm Chef Byron.Special of Cosmo Restaurant, Springfield, Mass. And today on ChefSavings.com we have a special recipe for you. We're going to make some chicken gorgonzola and a light pasta dish with wheat penne pasta. Nice, healthy, light choice for summertime. Easy to make at home, and we're going to make it even simpler by showing you how to make it today. We're going to start off with some beautiful fresh ingredients. We're going to start off with just a little bit of butter. We're going to start off with some nice sun-dried tomatoes. Some nice artichoke hearts, which are already quartered. We're going to get those heated up on the stove. Careful anytime you're putting stuff on the stove, watch out for flames so that way it doesn't burn you or your loved ones at home. We're going to get that nice and hot. We want to melt that butter. Gets everything nice and heated up. We're going to add to that some chicken, which we've cooked off ahead of time. For all those of us that are health conscious out there, we want to make sure that we're taking in not too much polysaturated fats and oils. So what we did ahead of time is we took some chicken, some boneless chicken, a skinless chicken breast. We lightly cooked a little bit of oil. We let it cool. We drain that oil out. So that way you're getting the chicken fully cooked for you, but it's going to be healthy, nutritious, and delicious. You can start to see the butter melting now in the pan. You want to get the butter all the way melted through, and light brown brings out the nutty flavor. We're going to lightly add a little bit of salt, pepper to that. Very light in the salt because the artichokes have natural salt brine in them, and salt, full sodium, is not really good for your diet. So we're going to go just a little bit light on that.
Now, Byron, what are the ingredients now in the pan again? Artichoke hearts?
In the pan you have right now artichoke hearts.
Yep.
You have oven roasted sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of butter. We're going to add to that now a little bit of mushrooms. We're using just a regular farm mixed mushroom blend. We're going to put that right in there. Get that nice earthiness out of the mushrooms. You already start to smell that butter.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Boy, does that look good.
Now at home, just be careful when you have the stuff on the flame so that way you don't get anybody burned. We're going to add that chicken. Toss that a little bit.
Now, is that cubed chicken breast?
This was chicken breast, which was boneless, skinless,
yep.
Which we cooked, and we lightly cooked in oil ahead of time. We drained out any of that oil, so that way it's a healthier choice for you, which you can find at any of your local butchers or grocery stores. We got a little bit of parsley now. Then we're going to add a little bit of beautiful Gorgonzola cheese. What we have here is some nice Gorgonzola cheese you get at your local supermarket, your local cheese supplier. And we're just going to take a little bit of that and break it up right in here. And that's going to be the base of our sauce.
Now, isn't that an Italian cheese?
Gorgonzola is an Italian cheese, absolutely. Now, some of you out there are saying, well, what if we don't like Gorgonzola? Can we use a substitute? You could use a little ricotta salata if you like. You could use a little bit of feta cheese if you like. Give it a little Mediterranean flair. Which is a good substitution. So let that sit in there for a minute or so. Work those flavors around.
So the good thing about this dish is it cooks quickly, too.
Yeah, it's a very simple dish to do at home. If you had a rough day at work or you have a big family to prep for, it's easy to make this dish from start to finish prep, cooked and served within a half an hour, which is nice because all of us nowadays are so busy and doing everything out in this world, we don't have a lot of time to put energy into our food at home. So this is a dish that's easy, it's safe, and very economical in a time when we're watching our budget. So what we're going to do now is we're going to deglaze the pan. What I mean by that is we're going to use alcohol to take all the flavor off the bottom of the pan. Now, rule number one when you're deglazing a pan is to make sure you take and add the alcohol away from the heat. Because if you do it over the heat, it's going to flame up, and you want to keep your eyebrows.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of brandy. That's going to get all the flavor off the bottom. It's going to incorporate it back into the chicken. So we're going to add some of that, and then we're going to put it right back over the stove.
Oh, yeah.
The alcohol to flame up.
Yep.
You really want that flavor to absorb inside that dish.
Yep.
And right now, the alcohol content is burning up, and it's really taking all that flavor and putting it back into the mushrooms and the chicken and the artichoke. And you can see that the flame is reduced down. I mean, most of the alcohol has been evaporated. We're going to add a little bit of chicken stock to it. See that nice, beautiful color? You can smell it. If the camera had a smellometer, you'd be loving this out there. So we're going to add a little bit of chicken broth to this now.
Yep.
And we're just going to let all those flavors marry together for about another minute or so.
Now, you make your own chicken broth here, but people can get their own chicken broth at home?
Absolutely. In the restaurant, we make everything from scratch here, but if you have the time to make your own broth at home, always make it. It's fresher, it's best. If you can't, you don't have the time, in your local supermarket, you can pick up a light chicken broth, whether it's a collagen or a Campbell's or even the pork bouillons. Just watch the labels, make sure they're not high in MSG and sodium. We're going to gonna let that reduce. That's gonna take a couple minutes just so that way those flavors will marry together. They're really nice. In the meantime, we got some water. We're gonna heat up our penne pasta.
Yep.
We're using a wheat penne pasta just because it's a healthier choice. You know, a lot of people out there are very dietary conscious about what they're eating nowadays. And wheat pasta is a much safer choice for you. It doesn't have the amount of carbohydrates and the bad carbohydrates that your body needs. So wheat pasta is a good alternative. It's safe for you. And those of you out there that are watching what you're eating, this is that safe, healthy choice.
And obviously you serve the wheat pasta here at Pazzo's.
Yes, we have wheat pasta on the menu at the restaurants for all of you out there that have dietary restrictions. So feel safe and assured to know that. We just got in some boiling water. We want to heat it up. About 30 seconds or so. We cooked it ahead of time to al dente. Al dente in Italian means firm to the tooth. We got water boiling.
Yep.
Add a little pinch of salt, pinch of oil. We let that pasta cook in there and stir it around. Wheat pasta takes a little bit longer to cook than regular pasta.
Oh, it does.
It takes a little bit longer just because the flour content is a little bit different. So it usually takes for penne, wheat penne, about 8 or 9 minutes. Before it's done, we took it out, we drained it. Now we're just, reheating it for a quick second. We're going to drain that really, really well.
Yep.
Get all that water out of there, folks, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to add wet, soggy pasta to your sauce because you want the sauce to stick to the pasta. And this, by draining it really, really good, is going to make sure that all the sauce absorbs the pasta. So now we've drained that. We're going to go back to our pan. If you notice over here, folks, you notice how it's coming around. The liquid's really reducing. That's a good sign that your flavors are coming together really, really good. And we're going to add the pasta now.
Right to the pan.
We're going to add it right to the pan. We're not playing around here, folks. This is the real deal. We're really cooking for you. And what you want to do is you want to just let that sit in there a minute. Now, don't go crazy at home. I know you see this on TV and you see this in the restaurants and you go out there, you see the chef pick the pan up and go like that. Be careful. Let it reduce a little bit more so you see the sauce sticking to the pasta. We're going to add just a pinch of parsley, fresh cut parsley. You have some basil at home, add some basil. And then we're going to add just a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese just to really add those flavors together. I'm also going to add a pinch of basil, which is important.
Okay.
Fresh basil and Gorgonzola sauce is always really, really delicious, especially in the summertime.
And a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
A little bit of Parmesan, not a lot, just a little bit. And we're going to let that fully incorporate. And you see how simple and how quick and easy was that. Nice, beautiful color. We're about 30 seconds away. You really want to make sure, folks, when you're making a pasta dish, that you put the pasta into the sauce for at least 45 seconds to a minute before you put it out. So that way, the pasta absorbs the flavor of the sauce. A lot of times, if you just put the sauce over the pasta, you're going to be having two different flavors going on. You're going to be having that plain pasta flavor taste and then the sauce taste. Instead of that, when you heat up your pasta, put it into your dish. And what's going to happen is all the flavor is going to marry into the pasta. You're going to have a much more flavorful dish. And the nice thing is, if you have seconds, you can't finish everything right away, the next day it is going to taste 10 times better. It's like having pizza reheated. Pasta is the same way. So we are there. See that the liquid is fully absorbed. We're going to shut that off and we're going to plate it for you. A lot of dishes like this you can get at the restaurant at Pazzo.
Oh, look, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's delicious.
Look at that. Folks, if you have forks out there at home that can reach to the screen, you want to have some of this. We're going to top that off. And this is a dish you can get at the restaurant at Pazzo 7 days a week. We hope you've enjoyed this at suresavings.com. Tune in all the time for new recipes and new ideas for you to do safe, simple, and easy. Thank you for tuning in. This is Byron White from Pazzo Restaurant, the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.